Hey, welcome to Action Dying VR. My name is Matt. I wanted to do a proper full-on video for Warplanes Air Corps. I love this game. This is such a cool game. I was really excited. I know I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. When they at the Meta Connect, when they had just kind of, all they showed was like a logo for a game, and it was called something completely different. It was like it looked like a helicopter only game. But I'm so glad that you've got helicopters and jets side by side. It is such an interesting combination, and I love being able to switch back and forth between the two, at least in single player. I did play the multiplayer of this, and keep in mind this game's in beta. There could be, I think it's in beta. I don't know if that's like official, but it's an app lab, so it's probably not done. So it's usually a safe assumption to make. But let's get into this. Let's do it. Okay, I got what I needed. Cool being able to stop time like that. So they have this listed as not rated for motion comfort. Where I'm thinking this sits at is it's probably going to end up when the game is fully released. It's probably going to be rated intense or moderate, one of those two. I don't think this is going to be comfortable. But once I got my jet upgraded quite a bit and got comfortable flying around, you see I'm just like flying between buildings. That is so fun to do, flying low like this, just, you know, flying over the trees really fast. So this game's a little different compared to the first two. You know, most notably you're in much more modern vehicles, but part of that is the aiming system. So the cannon has like an auto aim system that you just kind of have to get used to. But it's kind of nice that it does have it because you're moving so much faster, and the vehicles like react quicker, and it's easier to like overcorrect yourself and crash. So I do think this game would be super difficult if you had to get like spot on, like on the reticle, to take someone down. I think it would take a lot longer to play this, and this is probably what they've got on these vehicles anyway. But I was able to try several of the vehicles. Let me see if I can pull up the names here. Okay, so here you can see me scrolling through the shop. And I believe there's 3 helicopters. Let me pause. Yeah, we'll let that roll. So there's 3 helicopters. 2 of them I feel like are very similar to each other. And then there's the one that's armored. And that one is really hard to see out of. Where is that one? This right here. Yeah, you get to this and it's like this little window. You can see this like big nose of the aircraft sticking out. So yeah, this one does feel more like, and it does, I feel like it handles a bit slower. It feels like a flying tank. I can't remember the name of this one, but it's the only helicopter that's armored. So I've got, the AH-4S is the one you start off with. I then bought the AH-347, which actually feels like it flies similarly to the one you start off with, but for some reason, like, it's super expensive. So I'm trying to figure out like what am I missing with that one. But then that AH-72, that's the armored one. And I do really like the starting jet, the S-32, which I think is supposed to be the F-16. That's clever. And I've also got the S70, which by the same naming system would be the F-35. I I would guess. Then the U-90 is basically like the A-10 Warthog. Now that thing is cool because you can have 4 weapon slots, so you can actually have you carry every single kind of weapon with you, which is nice. And that thing can hold a lot of rockets as well, so it's good to have on your squad for single player, because there's a few missions where you have to take out a lot of buildings, like foundries and factories and stuff, bunkers, and they take a lot of rockets to take out, and so it's good to have that Warthog on the team, the U-90, to finish those off, because otherwise, like, you end up running out of ammo on the rest of your squad. So that's the way to do it. But once you get stuff leveled up, these things can start going pretty fast. You can see where I am. Oh, I just had it here. There's the customizer to change the color. You can see I just make them red and black. There's the changing weapons. And some of them have upgrades for the weapon where you can buy, like, dual cannon instead of single, but not all of them have that. And sometimes it's just merely changing the type of weapon that it is. So I don't know if we'll see more upgrades in there as they update stuff. But I'm loving what we've got here. So there's kind of like a night mission, which was pretty cool. But it does play really smoothly. I didn't ever notice any sort of like frame rate drops at all. At least I didn't. Now, see, they have this listed as single player, but it does have multiplayer. With the multiplayer set, has like a little beta thing next to it, so that's probably why. But I mean, the whole thing's an app lab anyway, so it's not, you can just kind of take it that it's not done yet. They have this set up for sitting. Absolutely recommended. I don't know why you would want to try playing this one standing. But yeah, keep in mind for motion comfort, there's going to be a lot of movements, like changes in pitch, changes in roll, and of course spin and yaw, all of those directions. So this is it's a bit to take, but it is super cool. If you do like if you're a fan of like Pilot Wings or any of the other flying games, this is definitely one to check out. Because it's an app lab, it's currently only $14.99. I think it's totally worth it. I do like the helicopters you can't really crash them unless because like once you set the altitude, it just sort of hangs there, and so you're just kind of like sliding along on this at that level, unless you hit a building, unless you hit a mountain, because when you get to a hill or a mountain, it doesn't automatically stay that high above the hill. It's just staying at that altitude. So the helicopter's kind of cool in that, like, it's really good for ground targets. The jets are much better at the air targets, so you kind of have to dynamically switch back and forth, and depending on which mission you're in, deciding which vehicle to start with to take out a specific enemy first, and you have to be a little strategic about it. I'm seeing some dynamic lighting here with the rockets there. That's pretty cool. Especially on the night mission. But the rockets don't have any auto aim, and then there are 2 different types of missiles. Here I'm showing in the career, you get sort of like, bonuses or perks. So it seems like every 2 missions that you complete, you get to spend one of these, and I've got quite a bit of them now. and I think I was looking through to buy another vehicle last night, but I couldn't really decide because I do just kind of like my team as it is, and none of the other stats on the other jets look like they're worthwhile. I did get that one that looks like a glider. And it's fun. It's not bad, but I don't think there was room on my team for it at all. Now, keep in mind, motion comfort wise, when you're in this hangar, you can walk away from it, and I think I'm about to do it in just a moment. But your left-hand controller does become sort of like a walking. You can walk around in the hangar, and you can go look at your jet, which is cool. But if you're not prepared for it and you have a hard time with the motion comfort, just be wary of that. Just be aware, because that is there. But I totally recommend this game for anyone that is into flying stuff. It does have a heavy combat element. It's definitely not a straight up simulation. They do admit themselves for kind of like simplifying the controls for the aircraft a bit so you can focus a little more on the combat. But it is a ton of fun. I love flying the jet really fast around. Only complaint would probably be I wish there was a bigger map to really fly that jet around. But it's not bad. If you get to the edge of the map, the screen goes black, it turns you around. You just come back facing the other way. So it almost doesn't hurt to just fly into the wall, and then it turns you around for you. That makes sense. I think it does. So that's about all I've got on that. Thought it needed a fair assessment, but I do think there is one more thing we need to cover, and that is wall punch risk. That's right, folks. Wall punch risk affects millions of people around the world. maybe not millions. I don't know. What would this one have? I would think. I mean, you've got the motion controls. Right, they're pretty much in your lap. I don't think you're gonna hit anything, but you never know. People do weird stuff. I would say this is low wall punch risk, maybe 0, somewhere in that range. I'm not gonna give you a definitive score because it's an app lab. That's right. But what I can give you is a look at these wonderful shirts. If you are a fan of wall punch risk, you got to check these out. actiondineindustries.com/store. All right, we'll put that away. And I think that's enough for this. Go check the game out. Let me know in the comments which plane or helicopter you prefer, or if you prefer plane or helicopter. I personally cannot decide which one I like better. I think I have more fun flying the jet around, but the helicopter is super useful, like in a utilitarian sort of way for certain tasks in the game, which make it kind of fun in its own way. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.